What is up, boys and girls? Lundick here, and now I'm back with an audio video for you today. As the title says, Wrestle Kingdom 15 preview / predictions. So, got some time in my hands today, and I'm just going to do it now, because if I don't do it now, I might not have time to do it later, then it'll be too late. So yeah, 1 week from today, it's going to be night 1 of Wrestle Kingdom 15, of course. As with last year, it's going to be a 2-part Wrestle Kingdom. Monday, January the 4th, Tuesday, January the 5th. The New Japan's biggest show of the entire year, and more often than not, the best wrestling show of the entire year. I mean, January the 4th is always awesome, and Wrestle Kingdom is coming around again. Now, New Japan's had some struggles, as everyone has had last year with the COVID pandemic and all that. I mean, they had to shut down for a few months, and then they came back. And here we are. So we've powered through for the rest of 2020, and here we are going to 2021. We've got 2 pretty big cards here, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. You know how this works. Going to talk about the matches, give you predictions. That simple. First up, though, let's just say a few words about the tragic death of Luke Harper / Brody Lee. Wow. So yesterday, woke up with a shock at the pretty stunning news, really, that AEW superstar, former WWE superstar Luke Harper, has passed away at the age of 41. Wow. This has got to be one of the most shocking deaths in a long, long time. I mean, because obviously the last few years, a lot of people have died in wrestling, but a lot of them have been like older guys in the 70s and 80s. And in situations like that, that's not too shocking. But with someone who's like currently active in the roster and all that, just passes away like that, it's just really, really stunning stuff. Now, because Brody's last match was a dog collar match of Cody on October the 7th, and then he just disappeared from AEW television, and I think a lot of people are wondering where he was, and now we know why. I mean, it's a really bad situation. I mean, Brody Lee's wife posted that he passed away from a non-COVID lung issue, so let's just let, if that's what you want to put out there, let agree with the family and all that. And I'm sure in time more details will come out about this, and it's not really fair to speculate on what didn't happen right now. Let's just be sad. I mean, I know even the guy's dead. Well, the guy died, but probably one of the most underrated WWE wrestlers of the last few years or so. Just a guy that, for some reason, especially since WWE's often been a big man's company, you've got this 6'5", 275 guy that can really work. I mean, he could do a lot of the things that the 200-pound guys could do. Just for whatever reason, WWE, and maybe just specifically Vince, just didn't get him. I mean, it'd be harsh to say he had a bad run in WWE. I mean, I'd say far from it. I mean, he had a really big role in the Wyatt family for many years. Him and Rowan had quite a few runs as a tag team champions. I mean, I think, especially when they were Rowan and Harper in the Wyatt family, and then later on when they reunited to be the Bludgeon Brothers, were a really good tag team. But his singles career was all too brief. I mean, do you remember far back as when he won the Intercontinental title for a bit in 2014? When he beat Dolph Ziggler and then just lost the belt back to Ziggler at TLC and then never really regained it. I mean, that was a shame, really. So he's a one-time Intercontinental champion, but he wasn't really champion for very long, and then his push just kind of died off. And for me, I think the big one was 2017, when he inserted himself in the Randy Orton Bray Wyatt storyline, the run-up of WrestleMania 33, and then the process actually got really, really over, and then just kind of got discarded, and because I think WWE wanted to do Orton versus Wyatt, but I always maintain to this day that it should have been Orton versus Wyatt versus Harper on that show. I just think Harper in there alone would have made that match so much better, but it wasn't to be. And then of course the whole hoo-ha about him wanting to leave the company in, like, I think it was 2019, he requested his release, and then it was like Vince was like pulling teeth, and then like about a year later they did eventually release him. I think they may have even released him in December of last year or January of 2020. I can't remember exactly when. But then he debuts in AEW as Brody Lee, the Exalted One, the leader of the Dark Order. And I think it's just sad to say, but he only scratched the surface, really. I mean, overall, he got into a feud with Moxley, had a world title match with Moxley, a double or nothing. Then the whole thing when he annihilated Cody to win the TNT title was awesome. Then dropping the belt back to Cody on October 7th Dynamite Dog Collar match. Probably one of my favourite AEW matches of this entire year. And especially for Dynamite, I'll probably say the second best Dynamite match ever. The first one being Omega versus Pac. And yeah, just horrible situation. I mean, I'm sure you've all seen the tributes with various wrestlers for various companies. They all say the same thing. Awesome guy, great family man, loves his family. And that's so sad though, a guy dying so young, leaving young children behind. It's just a horrible, horrible situation. And hopefully we'll get appropriate tributes from both companies this week. I imagine in WWE's case, there'll at least be a graphic for him. I'm sure they will be. Because WWE aren't as heartless as people think they are. And I'm sure AEW will probably have the tribute of their own. It's just a horrible situation, and I feel for his family. I hope his family's going to be all right. Often we could also be his family and closest friends and all that stuff. And yeah, just horrible situation. I mean, and on that subject, I got a request yesterday to do top Luke Hartwood Brody Lee matches. I am going to do that. There's just a few matches I need to see. And within the next 2 or 3 days, that list will be up. So keep an eye out for that one. Yeah, and that's about it for that one. So let's get to the main crux of this video, and we're going to talk about Wrestle Kingdom Night 1 and Night 2. Now, unfortunately for me, I won't be able to watch these shows live. Originally, I was all set up to do that, but things at work have changed and all that, and now I've got to go in. So, I'll be missing them live. I'll probably watch a little bit of Night 1 live, and then have to go to work. So the reviews won't be as fast as some of the other reviews out there, because obviously I have to go to work, then I have to come back and watch it, then I'll have to do the review. But yeah, let's go through this card. And does this feel like Wrestle Kingdom season to you? I'm not as excited for this show as I have been for the past ones, and I don't think it's really got that much to do with the COVID pandemic either. I just look at these cards, and these cards aren't the good cards, maybe even borderline great cards, but not really that excited for them. Maybe that's just because from Wrestle Kingdom 9 to Wrestle Kingdom 12, New Japan set like insane standard. I mean, seriously, Wrestle Kingdom 9, 10, 11, 12, 4 absolutely stellar shows, and then I think 13 was pretty great as well. I think overall the 2 nights last year were excellent, especially Night 1. But one thing I do like about doing this, and the new formula of New Japan, this pandemic situation, is we get 2 6-match cards here. So the great thing for me is these shows are not going to drag. They're going to have 6 matches on them, and every single match on this show should get a pretty good amount of time to develop. So if you've got 6 matches and you've got 3 hours to get them all in, there's no reason really to dick any of these matches for time, in my opinion. And let's just so we're going to go Night 1, and then we're going to talk about Night 2. And obviously Night 2, we don't actually know the entire card yet, but I'm going to predict what they're going to be here. So Night 1 is going to kick off with pre-show of the New Japan Rambo match, which is basically the New Japan Rumble coming back. Hasn't been there for a while, but there's a purpose for this one. So this one is going to have the final 4 entries are going to advance to Night 2 to go for the King of Pro Wrestling title in a fatal 4-way match. So I guess this is just an excuse to get a lot of the guys on the Tokyo Dome that just aren't on the card, because there's quite a few guys really that aren't on this card, which we'll get to in a minute. Now, as far as this match, it'll be fine. I'm going to go for the prediction. So I think 2 people will definitely advance. Well, I think we've got to really, haven't they? Minoru Suzuki and Tomohiro Ishii. I mean, those are the 2 guys for me who are the most conspicuous by the absence on the main Wrestle Kingdom card. Just think, how can New Japan not find, for the 2nd year in a row, was he on 13 as well? Yeah, I can't remember what he did at 13 now, but for Wrestle Kingdom 15 and Wrestle Kingdom 14, Minoru Suzuki not even had a match on either show so far. That's just that's criminal. Did he even wrestle? My fucking brain's gone. I can't even remember if he wrestled on Wrestle Kingdom 13 or not. Maybe he did. Maybe. And Ishii as well. Ishii wasn't on last year's card. But no, I tell a lie. It was in a 6-man tag team match. But as far as the singles match, he wasn't on this show at all. So I think them two definite. And I think they're probably going to do it so a member of each faction gets in. So I think then you look Bullet Club, they'll probably go with Bad Luck Fale for that one because he's a big guy and all that, and is a sort of a decent level star. And the last guy I'm really struggling with, I'm looking at LIJ, and I think most of the LIJ big hitters are on this show. And then Suzuki Gun, we got Suzuki, Kiosk, we got Ishii. So as far as the fourth guy, I suppose they might go with Toru Yano, which I hope they don't, but they probably will because someone in New Japan really loves Toru Yano. So yeah, that's what I'm going to predict. The final four would be Ishii, Suzuki, Fale and Yano. But maybe New Japan will have a surprise out there. Maybe they'll have a surprise debutant or something like that. I mean, that'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it, if they managed to get like a foreign talent to come in or something like that, or maybe someone coming back off excursion or something like that. But we'll see. And then as far as the main card goes, I'm looking at this. This is probably, let's have a look. Yeah, I think this will be a really good card overall. I mean, the two main events in particular will be outstanding. But Wrestle Kingdom officially will kick off with Best of Super Juniors 27 winner Hiromu Takahashi versus Super J Cup 2020 winner El Phantasmo, with the winner advancing to Night 2 to face Taiji Ishimori for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. I mean, this is a great way to start a show for a Junior Heavyweight match. So obviously with the global pandemic and all that, the New Japan had to do two separate Junior Heavyweight type divisions. Now the Best of Super Junior normally happens in May to early June, but of course with the pandemic situation, New Japan being shut down, it got cancelled this year. And they did it in November, December to coincide with World Tag League as well. But normally there'll be two blocks with a mixture of Japanese and foreign talent. But of course they couldn't really get the foreign talent in this year. But fortunately for New Japan, they've got a New Japan Strong, an American brand this year. So they were able to have most of the Japanese workers work like the main Best of Super Juniors, and then most of the foreign talent work the Super J Cup in America, and of course the two winners, Hiromu Takahashi, El Phantasmo. I believe this is a first time match, is it not? I mean, off the top of my head, I cannot remember these two guys ever having a match before, because Phantasmo was only in New Japan from 2019. Yeah, I'm virtually certain this is a first time match. And this should be a fantastic match. I mean, Takahashi's work in the Best of Super Juniors has been outstanding. I think he's had an amazing year, pretty much starting with Wrestle Kingdom last year, when him and Ospreay had one of the best junior heavyweight matches of all time, when Takahashi won the junior heavyweight title back, and then he lost the belt to Ishimori at the Summer Struggle show. Even the New Japan Cup, he had a few excellent matches of Ishii, then Okada, and it was heavyweight and all that. So I'm hoping 2021 is going to be another big year for Takahashi. I mean, El Phantasmo, after he pretty much didn't wrestle for about 7 months, but winning the Super J Cup is a clear indication that New Japan still sees him as a star in the junior heavyweight division. And yeah, I think this will be a fantastic way to open the show. I really do. I think this should be a great match, a fast-paced match and all that. Looking forward to it. Should be a damn fine way to open the show. And as far as the prediction, I mean, it's got to be Takahashi, hasn't it? I mean, I really seriously doubt they would do Phantasmo versus Takahashi. One, that's Bullet Club versus Bullet Club, and two, well, much alike Phantasmo, Hiromu Takahashi is on a totally different level right now. He is the man in the junior heavyweight division for me, without a doubt. And I'm going with him to advance to night 2 to face Ishimori. And then we got the first title match of the night for the IWGP Tag Team Champions. Dangerous Tekkers, the champions Zack Sabre Jr. and Taishi, to face the 2020 World Tag League winners Gorillas of Destiny. Now, a lot of people's been saying it, and I can't really disprove them at all. That Dangerous Tekkers have been the tag team of the year in pro wrestling last year. And yeah, thinking about it, can I really say they're wrong about that? I don't think I can. I mean, this has got to be one of the most surprisingly awesome tag teams ever. I mean, when Sabre and Taishi started teaming up, I was like, I guess this will be pretty good, I suppose. But I think my mindset is if I ever wanted to see a Suzuki Gun team be a full-time tag team, it would definitely be Minoru Suzuki and Zack Sabre Jr. But New Japan had different plans. Put these two guys together, and the chemistry was just there. Like, on paper, you'd think, nah, this isn't really that exciting of a this isn't really that exciting of a feud, is it? Exciting of a team, is it? But it has been. I think they've done a really outstanding job in the tag team division, becoming tag team champions this year. Having a couple of excellent matches with Tanahashi and Ibushi. As a matter of fact, that Dominion match, was it Dominion? Yeah, Dominion this year. Them two had probably one of the best tag team title matches in recent New Japan history. Maybe the best. Now, I've said it before and I've said it again, I don't see the big fuss about Guerrillas of Destiny. I really don't. Honestly, I think these guys are so overrated. I mean, I've seen a lot of the matches over the years and not that many matches have really been that exciting. And I was just really disappointed that they won the World Tag League, but unsurprising because they've been a tag team for a long time, but they never won it before. So yeah, now we're getting this match. It's a heel versus heel match as well, so that could be interesting. So I'm hoping Sabre and Taishi can at least make this match very good. May not be a big test for that, because like I say, Guerrillas of Destiny, I think they're just so average. I really do. I just do not see the fuss about them whatsoever. I mean, I think some of the matches they had with War Machine were excellent, but I'll probably give most of the credit to War Machine for that one. And yeah, apart from that, there's not been that really exciting tag team matches from these two guys. And these are guys that have just been pushed for years and years and years and just have never really impressed me. And as far as a prediction, I don't want to say this because I don't want it to happen, but I just think it's going to. I'm going to go with Guerrillas of Destiny to defeat Dangerous Tekkers to become God knows how many time tag team champions. I think it may be 7, but I could be wrong. It's either 6, 7, and it's one of those two. I believe it's 7, but I'm not 100% certain about that. I mean, because I just think New Japan's going to put the belts back on these guys, which I don't really want because I feel like Sabre and Takahashi can go on a nice long run here. This will be the 3rd title defense and all that, but I just feel like, yeah, just keep this team going. But anyway, now next match is sort of kind of a title match, but not really. And that's for the briefcase to challenge the US Heavyweight Championship. They'll hold the Kenta versus now Satoshi Kojima. So this is quite an intriguing match, in fairness. So the original match was, of course, going to be Kenta versus Juice Robinson for the briefcase, but the other week, Juice Robinson got injured, had to miss the road for the Tokyo Dome, and unfortunately for him, having to miss this show as well. I mean, Kenta and Juice, they had a pretty damn good match in the G1 Climax this year, so this could have been a nice gem on the Wrestle Kingdom card, but someone else's misfortunes is someone else's gain, as now New Japan legend Satoshi Kojima, former IWGP Heavyweight Champion. He's probably won G1 Climaxes as well, I'm not sure. Now, at the ripe old age of 50, he's stepped in to take this opportunity. And I bet that's something he never thought at this stage of his career, that Kojima would ever have a singles match in the Tokyo Dome ever again. But here we are. Now, obviously, the big elephant in the room is I think this whole situation's been a bit of a mess for me, because for obvious reasons, John Moxley's not being able to make New Japan since the New Beginning show because of the global pandemic and all that. And people say, why doesn't AEW just let him work the show? Well, reason being, first he's got to quarantine for 2 weeks before he travels to Japan, and then he's got to quarantine for 2 weeks after he comes back. And you could kind of see Tony Khan's point here, because John Moxley is one of his top star, arguably his top star, and he can't really let Moxley. It's not like before where he could go to Japan for the weekend, then be back in time for Dynamite. Then that's not going to happen for a long time now. So Tony Khan, I'm assuming Tony Khan's vetoed them working New Japan. Now, Moxley's the US heavyweight champion for all this time. So for the substitute of having a US champion, they had Kenta win the USA New Japan Cup over the summer to hold the briefcase for the rights to face the champion. But the only problem is, no one really knows when that match is going to take place. So I just don't understand that. I mean, if you've got Jon Moxley as US champion and you don't really know when you're going to have him back, why don't you just strip him of the belt? I mean, that'll be. I know it's not ideal having him be stripped of the title a second time because he did this before. But if you've got a US title that's doing nothing. It's in Jon Moxley's house right now, and this whole briefcase is all like good and all. Kenta's had a few good matches with it, but it's like, how long are you going to keep doing this, having him just randomly defending the briefcase against different people until a Moxley match can eventually happen? I mean, that would have been awesome if Moxley could make the show, but it is what it is, and obviously that just couldn't happen. So for me, I would just strip Moxley of the title and just crown a new champion. I don't know, have a tournament on New Japan Strong or something, and if you want Kenta to be the US champion, just give him the belt outright instead of him fucking on with this stupid briefcase thing. But anyway, this could be one of the gems of the night. I mean, I don't know how much Satoshi Koshima's got left in the tank. Sure, work in the Tokyo Dome will give him extra motivation to bring out what he's still got, and then there should be a hard-hitting match. I mean, about 15 years ago, this could have been a classic about 10, 15 years ago, but it's come to be 2021 by the time this match happens. But I'm hopeful the match will be at least good. I mean, I think it'll be cool. It'll be really cool to have Kojima have one last singles match at the Tokyo Dome. So I'll say kudos to New Japan there. They've actually come up with a good choice. I mean, you could have went to someone like David Finlay or someone like that. But I think it's actually nice of them to go with Kojima, give him the opportunity. So it's going to be interesting. So as far as a prediction, I think an easy one here, I'm going to go with Kenta to go over, because I don't see Kojima getting the briefcase. And I think they're just going to continue whatever they're doing with Kenta here, give him the win. Because I think ultimately at some point Kenta will probably challenge for the IWGP Heavyweight title at some point this year. So I think you've got to keep him strong. And now in a match that, I'm sorry, I just don't get at all. And I hate to say it, I'm just so underwhelmed by this match. And that singles match, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus the Great Old Khan. Sorry guys, I'm just not feeling this one at all. Not at all. I suppose I understand, in a way, getting a young talent, putting with Tanahashi in a big match like the Wrestle Kingdom. But you look at Hiroshi Tanahashi, this has to be maybe the most underwhelming match he's ever had. I mean, it's amazing to think about, but it's Wrestle Kingdom, Tokyo Dome, and Hiroshi Tanahashi's in a bona fide mid-card match. I mean, I know he hasn't been in the main event for a while. I mean, it was Wrestle Kingdom 12 where him and Jay White had was on the card. Well, at least that was an Intercontinental title match, and that kind of felt like a big deal, and it was obvious that Switchblade Jay White was someone New Japan had huge plans for, and of course, obviously, he went into a big future. Then obviously 13, he was back in the main event for beating Kenny Omega. Then even last year, him and Chris Jericho, while not the main event, was a big dream match, so it still felt like a big match. Now, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, what the hell? Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'll be proven wrong, but for what little I've seen of Khan, I'm just not that impressed. I mean, he's tall, muscular guy, menacing look, I suppose. He hasn't really shown me that he's any more than just alright in the ring. And obviously personality-wise, not that great here. I think it's a pretty one-dimensional, big heater type character, so nothing really stands out about him at all. But obviously New Japan must see something in the guy to really, well, if they put no Tanahashi, they must see something in the guy, but I just don't see it. And there was a funny thing, pretty much in the build-up of the show, when the card starts forming, you're thinking, what is Tanahashi going to do? I mean, he seemed like the odd man out for the entire thing. I mean, originally before Ibushi won the G1 Climax, I was thinking maybe he'll get a Tanahashi Ibushi match, but that didn't happen. And then, if you remember, he challenged Kenta for the US title thing. And at that point, because we weren't totally sure what the Moxley situation was, thinking, oof, if they could have got Moxley versus Tanahashi for this show, that would have been cool. And then they pretty much started their thing with Great-O-Khan. I mean, Great-O-Khan's beat up Tanahashi, and Tanahashi coming back for revenge. And like I say, so underwhelmed by this match. I mean, this has got to be his lowest profile Tokyo Dome show in God knows how long. At least before the Wrestle Kingdom era, so that was 2007. And I think like even 05 and 06 he was in big matches. So we're looking at 2004 to beyond. I mean, I'm sure lots of people out there with more long-term New Japan knowledge than me, they can tell me. So tell me, when was the last time Tanahashi had a lesser profile Wrestle Kingdom Tokyo Dome match than the one he's having right now? As far as the match, I don't know. I mean, as much as Hiroshi Tanahashi can still go to a certain degree, because he's not like Tanahashi 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. I mean, he's not. I think he's not one of the best wrestlers in the world anymore because age and injuries and all that. But I think he can still go, and hopefully he can take this and turn it into something worthwhile. I hope so. Anyway, and as far as prediction, I'll probably have Tanahashi go over here, because I just don't see Great-O-Khan getting the win here. And now the last two matches, this is probably what will make this Wrestle Kingdom excellent. And to be fair, this could be the show stealer of the entire two shows, and that is a big singles match: Kazuchika Okada versus Will Ospreay. This should be a classic. I mean, there's no doubt about it for me. This should be an epic match. I mean, this match has really been quite a few years in the making, and they've slowly built it over time, and then now we're getting the match here. So Will Ospreay and Okada first wrestled in Rev Pro back in 2015, and Okada was so impressive for then 22-year-old Ospreay that they invited him to join New Japan Pro Wrestling and become a part of their chaos. So for the next several years, Okada and Ospreay have been teammates and all that. It's kind of an apprentice master type situation. Okada clearly the leader, and then Will Ospreay the young guy in the group. And of course, we got to a point where Okada was the IWGP champion, and then Will Ospreay became the IWGP Junior Heavyweight champion. And then they both became like the faces of the respective divisions. Then they wrestled on the anniversary show in 2018, Okada winning. Then they had two big matches in 2019. First in the New Japan Cup, and then the G1 Climax 29. Okada won both matches for that one. The G1 Climax in particular was amazing. And then this year, the G1 Climax, we had a match again where Will Ospreay got the pre-seat to distract Okada. Great-O-Khan makes his debut. Ospreay beats Okada, and then Will Ospreay turns heel on Okada, which I think is great, because I think there's pretty much a situation about Ospreay and the speaking out things, and sullied a lot of people on him. So I think it's hard to keep him as a babyface for now, and I just feel like turn him heel, you can at least turn some of the real life heat into some big business. And to be fair, I think it was the right time for Will Ospreay to break away. And then, yeah, now he's formed his own group, the Empire, which is in its growing stages, but so far we've only got Jeff Cobb, and we've got the Great-O-Khan. Actually, now I think about it, can I change one of my predictions for later on the night? I want to change my New Japan Rumble prediction to have Toru Yano out and Jeff Cobb in. Oh, no, what am I doing? What am I talking about? Never mind. Yeah, I've just realised I've completely fucked that up, because Jeff Cobb does have a match on Wrestle Kingdom, doesn't he? So anyway, scrap that. So that's now the Empire, and I'm sure that's going to grow over time. I mean, I'm sure at some point he'll get a junior heavyweight to join his group. For me, ideal candidate will be Robbie Eagles, because there's history there. Robbie Eagles was in Bullet Club, and then Will Ospreay recruited him to join him in Chaos. So why wouldn't Ospreay recruit him again to join the Empire? I think if you could find a tag team, I don't know who it would be, but if you can find a tag team to join the group, I think then then the Empire can start really growing from here. And who knows, over the next few years, the Empire could be one of the biggest factions in New Japan. So the apprentice has turned on the master. I mean, it's a classic storyline, isn't it? Really, the apprentice turns on the master. I mean, this is storyline that's been going on for decades. I think the most famous example has to be Larry Zbyszko turn on Bruno Sammartino in the early 80s. And it's a good logical storyline. Will Ospreay wants to defeat his former master Okada, and now we're getting the big match at Wrestle Kingdom. I'm so happy they're doing this, because I did not want Okada in the IWGP title situation this year, because I just feel like he needs a long break away from the title situation. I mean, I know he hasn't challenged for the title since he lost it last year at Wrestle Kingdom, and hopefully he'll go on for quite a while and not get another title shot. And I think this is a great little thing to distract him for now. Yeah, I'll say this is probably the match I'm most looking forward to of the two nights. I mean, I think this match will be fantastic. I mean, let it go 25, 30 minutes if you want to. I mean, say what you want about Will Ospreay, and a lot of it's true, but one of the absolute best wrestlers on the planet. And I know Okada didn't have a great 2020. I mean, let's be honest. By his standards, you had a kind of an 8 year. But when it comes to Tokyo Dome, Wrestle Kingdom, I'm sure Okada will bring his A game for this one. I mean, he'll probably be even more determined, actually, that he's not in the IWGP title situation to steal the show here. So, I'm hopeful. And as far as prediction, I'm going to go with Will Ospreay to go over. I mean, I still, in the back of my mind, I think it's probably going to be Okada, but I would really love it to be Ospreay. I feel like this is a massive opportunity for him, because I think one of the big things of New Japan, I think they're crying out for people to get to that next level, because I feel like especially the main event scene's gone pretty still over the last year and a half or so. It's the same 4 or 5 guys in there, and I'm just thinking, with this victory, Will Ospreay can establish himself as a top main event star, and then possibly even challenge for the IWGP Heavyweight title this year. Don't think he'll win it, but I think it'd be great for him to challenge from it at some point. And then, for the IWGP Heavyweight and the IWGP Intercontinental title matches, Tetsuya Naito defends the title against G1 Climax winner, but not the briefcase holder, Kota Ibushi. Now, with the whole thing last year, the double gold dash and doing 2 Wrestle Kingdoms again, I feel like New Japan felt they had to manufacture a situation to have 2 title matches on the show, and how they did that. So Kota Ibushi won the G1 Climax for the 2nd year in a row. Then a power struggle, they had him lose the match. Jay White cheated to win the briefcase, but what Jay White said was he was having January the 4th off, and he wasn't going to cash in his title shot to night 2 on January the 5th. So that kind of led to a vacancy for night 1. And then Tetsuya Naito, being the babyface and all that, feeling Kota Ibushi was wrong, decided he's going to offer Kota Ibushi a title shot anyway. Now, granted, it was kind of a lame duck thing to have Ibushi lose a briefcase to get a title shot anyway, but I'm not going to complain about that too much. I think a lot of people are upset about that, but for me, they need to find a reason to have 2 world title matches. And even though it was far from ideal, this is what they came up with. I guess they had to put Jay White in the main event for some reason, which we'll get to in a second. But this is the main event for night 1, and history between these 2 guys goes back quite a few years. I mean, 2019, they had a couple of excellent Intercontinental title matches, including an absolutely nuts match at Dominion. I mean, they wrestled in G1 Climaxes, New Japan Cups. They may have even had a match at the anniversary show a while ago, but I can't remember for sure. But either way, I'm hoping this match will be a classic. I mean, will it be as good as some of the past Wrestle Kingdom main events? I don't know. Will it be a 5-star match? Potentially yes, but I'm not sure about that. But I am looking forward to this match big time. I really am. Naito, Ibushi, they've had a lot of history. Both guys are right at the peaks of their careers right now. So this definitely qualifies as a great Wrestle Kingdom main event for me. And the only thing I'm hoping for, guys, Just don't break each other's necks, please. I do not, and in any circumstance, want to see any spots like the one at Dominion, because that Dominion spot where Naito German suplexes Ibushi on the apron, and then Ibushi twats his head off the side of the apron as he's falling on the floor. I don't want to see any of that. Lads, you're both fantastic wrestlers, two of the best in the world. You don't need to be doing that to each other. You really don't. So just cut that shit out, please. Because I don't want to see that. I just want to see have a great wrestling match, but I do not want to see you dropping each other on your heads all the time. That's just not going to go, because eventually something, no, I hate to be morbid, but something really, really wrong. If they keep doing stuff like that, something really, really wrong is going to happen. I mean, we saw it when Takahashi broke his neck when, in the match with Dragon Lee a couple of years ago. Honestly, I'm just so scared. Just don't do that. You don't need to do that. But the match should be fantastic anyway. This prediction, it's got to be Ibushi, right? I mean, this has got to be Ibushi's moment, because I think one of Gedo's big trademarks is his redemption stories. He's done it with Okada. He did it with Naito last year. And I just feel like Ibushi failing last year and all that, and then getting the G1 this year, this has got to be leading to Ibushi getting his redemption by winning the IWGP Heavyweight title this year, right? It's got to, hasn't it? Surely it's got to. I mean, if Ibushi doesn't win, then I think if he doesn't win now, I feel like he's never going to be the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and he's just going to be kind of pigeonholed in that role of good enough but not quite good enough to be the top guy type thing. So kind of like how Nakamura eventually ended up being like below Okada and Tanahashi. So this has to be Ibushi's moment, hasn't it? Because if it's not, then they might as well have not had him win the G1 Climax in the first place. But hopefully these last two matches will make this one a great show. And then, if that's not enough for you, the following night we're going to have another Wrestle Kingdom. Now, this one's, I think overall, this one might be slightly the better show, in my opinion, just going through the matches here. So first off, we're going to have two dark matches, two Stardom exhibition matches. I don't really know what to say about. I'm not even going to give predictions for these because I don't know anything about the women in there. Don't know anything about the storyline. I'm just going to tell you who's in the two matches. So there'll be a 6-woman tag team match with it, and I'm probably going to botch these names. AZM, Saya Kamitani, then Utama Hashishita, I guess, against Natsupu, someone called Micah, whatever. Then a tag match with Tam Nakano, Miyu Iwatani, Suyuru, and Gila. Don't know. The only one I really know is Maui Iwatani. I don't really know anything about the rest of them, so I have no idea what these matches are going to be like. But they won't even be on New Japan World. They'll be just completely dark matches. So let's get another 6-man card now. Keep referencing what I said in the first one. So obviously 3 of these matches aren't complete yet, but the opener is going to be the Fatal 4-Way match for the King of Pro Wrestling 2021 title. And if you want to reference back, I predicted Tomohiro Ishii, Toru Yano, Minoru Suzuki, and Bad Luck Fale. Those are going to be my 4. And if this match opens, the show should be very good. I mean, the only 2 I'm absolutely sure about is Ishii and Suzuki, because, like, surely if you can, you've got to find a spot for those 2 guys, right? Especially Minoru Bastard Suzuki, you know. Now I do have a bad feeling they'll just rinse and repeat and have Yano win again, and then we're going to go through a whole year of these silly Yano gimmick matches and all that shite. But I'm going to stick my neck on the line, make a prediction. I'm going to go with Minoru Suzuki to go over to win the King of Pro Wrestling 2021 title. Now, if you want to argue with him, you argue with Minoru Suzuki. You dare challenge him to a fight. I bet you wouldn't dare. Now, match number 2 for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. Yoshinobu Kanemaru and El Desperado representing Suzuki Gun versus the team of Ryusuke Taguchi and Master Wato. Now, this should be a nice match. I don't think this will be an awesome match or anything, but it should be a pretty good match. I mean, Kanemaru and Desperado, you know what you're going to get with those guys. I mean, those guys are solid. mean, I think every time New Japan gets in a jam with the junior heavyweight division, they seem to put the title on these two guys because they're a good team, they're an experienced team, and they can pretty much have a solid match with just about anyone. And this is another one this year. What was the junior match going to be? Because obviously, usually they'd have probably just put Roppongi 3K in there, but yours being injured, and then I'm hoping Shaw eventually just breaks out to being a single star anyway. Because I think you look at this junior heavyweight division, there's not a lot to it really, is there? I mean, I feel like I wouldn't even mind if you scrap these belts entirely and just merge both the tag team divisions into one, but that's just me. So they've come up with a classic coach and student team of Ryusuke Taguchi, obviously New Japan veteran, been around for years and years and years, bulk of that time in the junior heavyweight division. And young guy, Master Wato, of course, was there young lad, went on an excursion, has come back in this Master Wato gimmick, and for me, that's been so far. I haven't really gotten into him in this gimmick yet. I mean, maybe it's a long-term project and maybe he'll get over in time, but as of right now, I've not really been feeling this one at all. But this match should be good. I'm expecting a good match. And I'm going to go for a prediction. I'm going to go with Taguchi and Wato will go over to win the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles, because why the hell not? Why the hell not try and do something with these two guys as a team, see where they go. Now this match, this could be, this is potentially the gem of the entire Wrestle Kingdom card, and that's for the Never Openweight Championship, Shingo Takagi versus Jeff Cobb. Oh my motherfucking Jesus Christ, this match would be great. I mean, like I say, this match could be the gem of the entire Wrestle Kingdom weekend. Oh, this match should be great. Just two big lads battering the crap out of each other. I mean, Shingo Takagi, arguably, you could argue, make a case, New Japan's Wrestler of 2021. Could you say that's wrong? I don't know. Because I think he's had a really good run in the Never Openweight division. Awesome matches with Ishii, a great series with Suzuki, had an exceptional G1 climax, including one of the best matches of the entire year with Okada. Awesome matches with Ospreay, awesome matches with Ibushi. Another awesome G1 of Ishii, just fantastic stuff. I mean, this is a guy, I think he's maybe getting on a little bit in years, but this is a guy I could potentially see maybe breaking at the main event scene next year. I mean, for me, if they ever break up the IWGP Heavyweight and IC titles and make them both one title again, I think this guy would make a perfect Intercontinental Champion if they ever do that. Because that's one of my big hopes in New Japan next year, that they break away the heavyweight and the Intercontinental titles and make them both one title each again. And in that case, he'd be a perfect Intercontinental Champion. Big fan of Shingo, awesome worker. And I think it's fucking awesome that New Japan went for Jeff Cobb for this spot. Because Jeff Cobb's one of New Japan's best gets of the entire year. I mean, with a lot of guys going to WWE and AEW, I mean, it's just a good reminder that New Japan, I think this is more so when travel restrictions are lifted and all that New Japan's another great option. So they signed Jeff Cobb to a deal. He's mainly worked the US Strong shows, but he's being brought in to work in regular New Japan. And I think that's great. I think New Japan and Jeff Cobb, that's just a great fit. They both work so well together, and now Jeff Cobb's a part of the Empire. It's great for him. And yeah, this match should be fantastic. I mean, some of my favourite matches have been Never Openweight matches. I think you're going to get this. Probably about a 15-minute war where they just throw big bombs at each other, have some huge suplexes and stuff like that. Some great power moves and all that. Yeah, this match should be fantastic. Really looking forward to it. And I think if you want to establish the Empire as a big deal, I think a perfect way to do that would be to have Jeff Cobb go over Shingo here to take the Never Openweight title, and then he could have a little decent reign against people like Ishii, Suzuki and people like that. Maybe even someone like Kenta or something like that. Or that old reliable veteran Hiroki Goto. So, yeah, I'm going to go Jeff Cobb to go over now. And this is what a big grudge match, and hopefully this match will be great as well, but I've got a horrible feeling it's going to just be littered with Bullet Club interference and all that bollocks. That's Sanada taking on Evil. So former friends, former tag team partners, former IWGP tag team champions, world tag leaders, world tag league winners, all that stuff. Now, this one's actually got one of the better storylines going in. So this really goes back to the summer where in the New Japan Cup, of course, Sanada and Evil were the semi-finals. Evil got way more aggressive, cheated, beat Sanada off a chair to win that match. And of course, famously, Evil turned on LIJ to join the Bullet Club to win the New Japan Cup and then become the IWGP Heavyweight Champion at Dominion, to only hold on to the belt for less than 2 months before dropping it back to Naito to suffer struggle. And these two guys were a big part of the G1 Climax. I mean, they got to the final night and faced each other there. And after that, this was a logical match, really, wasn't it? These two guys facing each other at Wrestle Kingdom. Now, so all the history and all that of the main LIJ teammates for all these years, and then pretty much the storyline starting last summer. So this should be a good match. I mean, they've had a few great matches in the G1 Climax. I'll probably say the match they had at the New Japan Cup was probably the best match they ever had together. That was a great match, that one, actually, to be fair. And hopefully, I'm hoping this one gets enough time to develop into a great match. I feel like, obviously, Evil has become IWGP champion, and because of that, it's probably going to be in and around the main event scene for most of next year. I mean, I don't think he'll ever be IWGP champion a second time, but with his status as a former champion, all that, you can always be considered a threat. He'll probably get other title shots down the line. He'll probably go high in the New Japan Cup again. He'll probably be right in the run to win the G1 Climax and all that. And you're hoping, is 2021 going to be Sanada's breakout year? I mean, this is a guy New Japan has sat on for a while. They've had him go close, but he's never won the big one yet. I mean, he had a host of matches with Okada. I mean, he's had a few title shots with Okada, but lost them all. But did beat Okada in the G1 Climax at 29. Then, of course, he got the G1 Climax final this year, but lost out to Ibushi. So is 2021 going to be the year they finally pull the trigger with Sanada? I certainly hope so. I mean, I really do. I feel like this guy is awesome. Big fan of Sanada. I just hope it goes well for him. I really do. My prediction is that he wins this year's G1 Climax and main events Wrestle Kingdom 16 next year in 2022. But as far as the prediction here, I think Evil's probably going to go over. I mean, I would love to sit here and say Sanada will beat him, but I can just see the finish now. Sanada's got the skull end on. Dick Togo gets on the apron, slips a chair to Evil. Evil hits him with the chair, hits everything as Evil and gets the win. It is what it is. I don't really want that to happen, but that's what I think is going to happen, type thing. Then we got with IWGP Junior Heavyweight title, Taiji Ishimori versus the winner of the match night 1, which, if you're paying attention, I predicted it to be Hiromu Takahashi. So we're going to get Ishimori versus Takahashi for this show, in my opinion. Now, this match should be awesome as well. I mean, this will be the 4th singles match between the two. The first one was Best of Super Juniors 28, which was 2018, sorry, which was, I think that was 25, maybe, where Takahashi beat Ishimori in a classic final there. Then, of course, he had big match the Summer Show this year with Ishimori defeating Takahashi. Then Best of Super Juniors Night 1 this year, Takahashi beat Ishimori again. And that was probably the second best match of the Best of Super Juniors. Obviously the best one being the final with Takahashi and Desperado. And then we get in this match, and this match should be fantastic as well. I mean, Takahashi's starting to have a nice little Wrestle Kingdom career, isn't he? First off, having an awesome match with Kushida at 11, being part of that great Fatal 4-Way at 12, the classic with Will Ospreay last year. I mean, for me, that is probably the best junior heavyweight title match I've seen in recent New Japan history. And hopefully this match will be pretty outstanding as well. I mean, definitely pretty hopeful for it being delivering in spades. I mean, These are maybe the two best junior heavyweights in the business right now. I mean, I'm a big fan of Taiji Ishimori. I think he's just that small powerhouse, intimidating type guy. I mean, his work's just so solid. And Takahashi, awesome worker right now. Really big fan of his work. And I'm gonna go with Takahashi to go back-to-back Wrestle Kingdoms, win the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. I think he's gonna win this one. Then my prediction is he's gonna hold on the title till Dominion, where he loses the title to Best of Super Juniors 2021 winner Shaw. Put that one in. Remember that one in the next 6 months when that comes back. And then main event for both nights is going to be Jay White challenges the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Champion, which of course I've predicted is Kota Ibushi. Yeah, I think no doubt this will be a great match. I mean, they had a match last year at Wrestle Kingdom that was really good. The G1 Climax final in 2019 was awesome. That for me is probably the best match that Jay White ever had. But now he's getting his Wrestle Kingdom main event. And I think we all knew this day was coming from when he re-debuted as Switchblade at the end of 2017. You know, ever since then, New Japan's had massive plans for this guy. I mean, look at his Wrestle Kingdom career so far. Tanahashi at 12, beating Okada clean at 13, and then being in the Double Dash situation last year, which he never quite won, because of course he was one of the two losers, but he did beat Ibushi last year. So this would actually be a Wrestle Kingdom rematch, and actually whoever wins the title match will be a Wrestle Kingdom rematch for Jay White, as he also wrestled Naito on last year's show. And for me, because I think the Wrestle Kingdom main event, the standards are set so high. I mean, more often than not, the best match of the year is the Wrestle Kingdom main event. So I actually don't see this match doing that. But I think it'll be a very good to amazing match. Probably a 4.25, 4.5 star level match. But I don't see that 5-star classic match that Wrestle Kingdom main events are usually known for. I mean, I'd love to be proved wrong, but I don't think I will be wrong on that one. As far as prediction, and I hate to say this, I really do, because I do not want this to be true, but do I dare say it? Do I dare say it? My prediction, and just bear in mind, this is a prediction, not what I would do, not what I want to happen, but what I think will happen. I think Jay White's going over. I'm sorry, I do. I just got this sick feeling in my stomach that I just can't get rid of this nagging feeling that Ibushi's going to have a one-day title reign and then Jay White's going to be the IWGP champion again. And you know what's going to happen? People are going to complain about it on Twitter, and people are going to complain about it on YouTube. And New Japan won't care, because New Japan makes all this money and all that, and they'll do what they want to do. And then they'll argue, oh, well, Jay White's got good heel heat. He's a good heel. So, I'm sorry, that's what I think is going to happen. I think Jay White's going over on this one, guys. And Jay White's going to leave both Wrestle Kingdoms as the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Champion. And that would upset me if he did that. And unfortunately, it is what I think they're going to do. But my hope is that Ibushi wins both nights. But I just don't see it happening. I really don't. I feel like Gedo loves Jay White. So Jay White is guy, and he's by heaven or hell, he's going to have Jay White win the IWGP Heavyweight title in the main event of Wrestle Kingdom. Sorry, guys, that's just how I think it's going to go. And then that's a wrap, guys, a near hour video. So if you watched the entire thing, awesome, thanks for watching. And just keep an eye out on the next few videos on the channel. And until next time, peace.